What's going on, guys? We have not only one, but two brand new skyscrapers and some other things to talk about. The city update video starts right now. All right, guys, welcome back. It's been about a month and a half since we did the last city update video. It's crazy how time flies, especially with holidays, stuff going on in our personal life, catching COVID, and a few other things that have kind of gotten in the way of really working on the city. But I'm pleased to announce that we have gotten some things finished and accomplished, and that is what we're gonna show you today, and I'm really excited to show you. But before we do, just real quick, if you can hang around till the end, we do have a question for you that we need help with, and we really love all of your guys' input. And then we also have a goal that we are trying to hit and would love your assistance with that as well. So without further ado, let's dive into the city update, and then we can cover that at the end. Okay guys, let's talk about what you just saw. Starting with our new Viceroy Tower, this is honestly one of my favorite towers we've ever added to the city. Featuring retail below with restaurants and shops for minifigs, 2 amenity decks with pools and lounge areas, balconies for all of the rooms including rooms on the backside, and a white and blue glass facade. This building was designed to really capture that Miami luxury look, since it overlooks our beach area. We likely won't add instructions for this one, as some of our towers, such as the Hilton Tower, we do not intend to release. At the end of the day, we really have to keep some builds to ourselves in order to keep our city unique. Not to mention, this is a beast of a tower and has a lot of complex angles and building techniques, and it was honestly really expensive. It's by far the most expensive tower in our entire city, and it's the most money we've ever spent on Bricklink acquiring parts. So for that reason, we're probably just not going to add it to our website, but we really like how it anchors the skyline in the front, especially with its corner position. You may have noticed that the Octan Tower that used to sit in the back has been moved. For now, it has been turned into a parking lot behind the Viceroy, but more on that in a moment. Adjacent to the new Viceroy Tower is our new classic Lego office tower, which is one of the tallest in our city. We really wanted to add a building that was more traditional looking and used only Lego bricks, essentially meaning no trans colors for the windows, or complex bricks throughout, to see if, how it would look. It's meant to look like a 1970s Skidmore, Awnings, and Merrill Tower, which is, one of those classic older towers throughout most American and North American cities. And so for that reason, this build was a lot cheaper to put together compared to the first tower, since it used all bricks, no trans colors, and it uses pretty much bricks that have been around since the late 90s or earlier. So there's a really big supply out there, which means the cost of the brick is less. Having said all that, instructions for this tower have been available on our website for about a month now. And if you'd like to add this tower to your own city, you can do so, but keep in mind that you don't necessarily need to build it as high as we did. So you can customize it to better fit your needs. We also thought it'd be funny to make this an insurance building, and we thought broken brick insurance was especially funny, given how fragile a lot of the brown Lego bricks are. So we incorporated that into the logo, and we think it works really well. We also created a cool courtyard area at the base, typical of buildings from the 70s, and we created these new little trees, which we thought were a nice touch. Moving on to other updates in the city, we added a new city tram, which originally we announced on Instagram, and this was an adaptation from Lego's own City Tram, found in set 60097. Honestly, this was intended to just be a temporary design for the city, something to put on the tracks, but you guys seem to really like it on Instagram, so I think we'll end up keeping it for a while. The track below and how to integrate it into your own city was a free tutorial on our channel last year, so I'll be sure to link it up above if you want to do something similar. But honestly, given how much you guys like the tram on Instagram, we may try and adapt the design to work for our monorail. The monorail has taken a backseat at the moment to work on filling up the skyline, but it's something we really want to finish in the next 2 months, and hopefully we can come up with a design for the monorail train cars that we actually like. We've worked on a few, but nothing has really caught our eye in a way that we wanted to add it to the city. So using parts from the tram may work well, and something honestly we'd like to explore. But moving on, the beach and the pier have remained essentially the same. However, we did just receive more bricks for the water underneath the bridge, which is the only portion that is yet to be finalized. So hopefully by the next video, we'll have that finished. Also, down towards this way, you may have noticed a new building in the back. Well, it's not really a new building, but it is a hospital. And again, it's not really new. It was the former Octan office tower, but we repurposed it for a hospital, and we still need to make the hospital sign on the right. We're torn on whether to keep this as a hospital or shift the building elsewhere and turn it back into the Octan building, and then basically make a hospital from the ground up. So let us know in the comments what you guys think, because, we do think it works well for a hospital, but we also think it'd be fun to design one from the ground up. So that's just something that we're playing around with right now. As you guys know, we do move skyscrapers around quite a bit, and you'll probably recall from our last city update video that the JW Marriott is intended to be moved around the side next to the Hilton. That's still the plan, but we want to first design either 2 or 3 buildings that will slide in between the Hilton and the Viceroy and remove the temporary construction site we currently have there. So the last area to talk about in the city is the city expansion area and the airport areas. We've made significant progress with the roads, but there's still work to be done. And honestly, we're kind of waiting to finish them until we finalize the plans for the types of buildings we're putting over here. You may notice we incorporated the Chipotle build in the back, and this will be here for a bit until we figure out what exactly we want to do with the layout over here. If you haven't seen our Chipotle build yet, we did a full video tour a few weeks ago. It's a really fun one. Definitely recommend you check it out. I'll link that one up above as well. But essentially, this will be the low and mid-rise area. Even though there is a daily bugle in the back, that is temporary. The goal is to make this lower rise and honestly a little bit lower than the rest of the city, kind of like Skyloft and the north end of the city near the harbor. This will kind of be at that same level. The airport is also coming along. The tiles arrived to finish the left area of the tarmac, and we just need to finalize the seaport and the right area of the tarmac once a broader layout is kind of figured out for this region. As you can see, it's still somewhat unfinished. We may actually end up moving the airport to another area in the room, so that is something we're looking into as well, and part of the reason we haven't totally finished this yet. But we did, however, update the airport signage on the freeway, and we did add new aircraft to our website, which we're going to do a video about soon, and those will also be added to the airport in the city. Honestly, it's getting harder to figure out the layout in here as we're running out of space. So that does lead us back to the start of the video when we mentioned we had a question. Okay, so that leads to the question. Right now, we are actively looking for offices, condos, apartments, whatever the case may be, to expand the city. As you guys know, we are in a pretty small room. It's only 140 square feet. We ended up measuring it, and we definitely need more space with just how fast and rapid the city's growing. And we would love to add additional areas like snow, trains, suburbs, all that kind of stuff. And in order to do so, we really want to make sure that we're finding the right space. And we're right now looking at stuff that's rectangular. And what that allows for are 2 different scenarios. One would be laying the city out around the rectangle like what we have now, and kind of just pushing it up against the walls. The other option is to do more of a peninsula or island setup where the city is in the middle, and then you have kind of a U shape or a full circle around the city to see what's going on. We don't really know what's better or what you guys would prefer, and we'd love some input to see what you guys think might make the most sense, because right now we're kind of looking at all different scenarios and just trying to figure out what makes the most sense, not only for our city, but for viewers like you guys. But that actually leads us to question number 2. And it's not really a question, it's more of a goal. So we are trying to reach 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year, which I know is a daunting task, but there are ways that you guys can help us, and there's a reason why. So let's get to the reason first. One is, I guess there's 2 reasons actually. One would be hitting that 100,000 subscriber mark automatically, for whatever reason, kicks into gear on YouTube, just getting much more promotion, getting your channel out there. It seems to really be a benchmark for YouTube that after you surpass 100,000, your channel just really explodes. And with that comes advertising revenue, more traffic to our website, and all of the money from those 2 sources will be used to fund the office and building out a bigger city, which in turn just goes back to you guys and creates better videos. So, it really is help us help you, and hopefully we can, keep the city growing. But in order to do so, and ways that you guys could help is liking, sharing, commenting on the videos, because engagement on the videos helps YouTube's algorithm get the videos out to a broader audience. But then also tagging any friends or sharing the videos to any of your friends who may not already subscribe to the channel would be a huge help, because then, hopefully they'll see it, like our content, and want to follow along with the city builds just like you guys do. And lastly, if you're watching this, which there is a big percentage of you guys that are watching our videos that aren't subscribed yet, please consider just hitting that subscribe button. I know it's really easy, and it's not something that everybody likes to do, but I promise you we have a lot more content coming, and we would really appreciate it. So again, thank you so much for following along, and to our early subscribers, you guys are rock stars. You've been with us since the beginning, and to all of our new subscribers, welcome to the channel. I hope you guys are enjoying everything so far. Thanks again for watching today's video. We will be sure to see you next time. We have a lot of really cool videos lined up, so stay tuned, and thanks again.